Well, there are questions swirling about if it's safe for pregnant women to get the coronavirus vaccine. Doctors say the answer in most cases is yes. Doctors say pregnant women, women who are breastfeeding and thinking of getting pregnant can get vaccinated. However, today the World Health Organization advised against pregnant women specifically receiving the Moderna vaccine. Doctors say pregnant women were not initially included in the trials.
You look at the overall risk-benefit ratio between getting the vaccine and not getting the vaccine, I would say most women's healthcare providers and obstetricians are recommending vaccination, mainly because the risk of getting sick and affecting both the mother and the fetus can be fairly significant.
Doctors believe in the coming weeks and months, health experts will revisit exactly where pregnant women would be categorized in the vaccine rollout plan.